This is like a bizarro version of that Lou Diamond Phillips movie. Remember Stand and Deliver with Edward James Olmos? Stand and Deliver, the Democrats version. Oh, they're going to stand and deliver, right? Yeah. Just in this movie, you wind up in the gulag for working for the Trump team. Maybe I'll be there next. Remember the coming coup, that article by Michael Anton? I told you the Democrats and their liberal allies were promising a bunch of post-election chaos. A street fight, not a legal one. Well, they certainly deliver. Again, I can't repeat this enough. If you were under the illusion, the delusion, that because the Democrats think they've won the presidency with Joe Biden, that they were somehow going to go away, celebrate their victory, and focus on legislation, you'd be wrong. Remember the movie Tombstone? And Wyatt Earp asks Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday what they were looking for, Curly Bill and others. And he says, they were looking for a reckoning. Well, the Democrats are certainly looking for a reckoning right now. Here we go. I'm going to read out to you a series of headlines of things that have happened since Election Day is over. The election's not over yet. It's not over till December 14th, despite what the media, who believes they somehow have a constitutional role in this election. I've yet to find it. I've been looking. Have you found it, Joe? Paul, have you found? I haven't found that yet. Haven't seen that yet anywhere. But they seem to think they declare who the president-elect is, that's you can do that all you want. We'll just continue to ignore you. But if you thought they'd go away, you'd be crazy. Let's go to the headlines here, and let me show you headline number one. So if you thought Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, and the lunatic witch hunt brigade, which fabricated the PP tape, the collusion hoax, is still telling you they didn't spy on the president despite finding payments to an actual spy who spied on the president's team. If you thought that was going to go away, you'd be crazy. Here's the Washington Examiner. These are all, the show notes are lengthy today. Bongino.com/newsletter. The newsletter is the show notes. You can read all these articles. There's a lot of articles today. Here's article number one. So the Democrats, did you see this? They put out a little memo, the House Democrats. Trump inquiries coming. House Democrats warn 3 years in jail if documents are destroyed, by Paul Bedard at the Washington Examiner. Ladies and gentlemen, the Trump administration is fully aware of the fact that we have to preserve records. We don't destroy records like Democrats do. Remember those 30,000 emails about yoga and Hillary's granddaughter's wedding or whatever it was they said they were talking about or going? Remember that? Joe, we got those, right? We read those. No, of course we haven't. We still haven't seen those yet. So we're not Hillary Clinton. Oh, we have the gavel. Pretend this is a hammer, not a gavel for a minute. Remember Hillary Clinton's Blackberries? It was like this. Remember that? The BlackBerry destruction thing? Yeah, they must be confusing us with the Clintons. As always, the Democrats always accuse you of what they're guilty of. It is illegal to destroy government records, emails, communications. So why would the Democrats send a memo about a law that's already on the books to the Trump administration, threatening them with 3 years in jail if they destroy records? Why would they do that? Because again, read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. There's always a subtext to everything here. And if you know lunatic liberals like I do, you know exactly what they're saying. What's happening here, Joe? The lunatic liberals want revenge. It's not good enough that they think they won the presidency. It's not good enough. If you thought their staggering losses in the House and Senate in this election, the Democrats, that is, and their sliver of a potential win in the presidency, it's not even over yet, was going to say to them, maybe we should calm down with all the lunatic stuff. You are wrong. X. Simon Cowell X at America's Got Talent. Buzzer. No. Their lunatic base is calling for political decapitations. They want this thing. They want people to be taught a lesson. I'm not kidding. The memo was sent for a reason. The lunatic base is pressuring congressional representatives, the Democrat senators, bureaucrats on the inside, threatening them with donations and future support if not only they don't punish the Trump team, but punish them viciously. So the Democrats, to keep their lunatic, you tracking me, Joe? To keep their lunatic base happy, sent out this memo knowing it would leak to the press like it did to Paul Bedard, saying, we're coming for you all. You better not dare destroy those records. Oh, you thought this was going to go away? Dan, why are you telling us this? Because, ladies and gentlemen, there's an election coming up in just a few weeks in January in Georgia. No matter what happens with this presidential election, that election's still going down. And there's a midterm. And listen to me, there's no time for whining here. Remember telling, there's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in politics. There's none. There's no crying in politics. This is our country. We still have to live here. This is not the golf game. I've used the analogy 1,000 times. It's a boxing match. Golf, you quit, nobody cares. Boxing, you quit, the other guy's still kicking your ass. End the story. You can't quit. I know you're not quitters. I know it. I can feel it. I'm reading your emails. Everybody is more pissed off than anything. There's no quitting anyone. We've got to live here. If they take over, there's a material, touchable impact in your life. Exploding crime, your business being bankrupt, another lockdown. I'll get to that soon. Investigations into people who worked in the Trump administration for the crime, Joe. Dreaded air quotes, of working for President Trump, because that apparently is a crime now, because we now live in essentially a third world republic, if that's what the Democrats want.
Yeah.
They promised us chaos, Joe, and they are certainly going to deliver. This is like a bizarro version of that Lou Diamond Phillips movie. Remember Stand and Deliver with Edward James Olmos? Stand and Deliver, the Democrats version. Oh, they're going to stand and deliver, right? Just in this movie, you wind up in the gulag for working for the Trump team. Maybe I'll be there next.
You just heard Dan Bongino.